Leave us alone, cause we don't need your policies. We have no apologies for being everywhere the wild things are. We'll be alright. Don't mind us here, everywhere the wild things are. I lose my balance on these eggshells. You tell me to tread. I'd rather be a wild one instead. Don't wanna hang around the in crowd. The cool kids are cool to me, cause they're not cooler than we are. We will carve our place into time and space. We will find our way, or we'll make a way. Say, yeah, find your great. Don't you hide your face, let it shine, shine, shine. So, hey, we brought our drum and this is how we dance. No mistaking, we make our breaks. If you don't like our 808s, then leave us alone, cause we don't need your policies. We have no apologies for being where the wild things are.
You've had the privilege of seeing Yasmin and Eloise on their last performance on the stage. And one more big round of applause, please. And welcome to the Senior Awards for 2018. We've put together tonight, for your pleasure, a selection of videos, sporting videos, which are accompanied by music of all different genres. I've made sure that they cover Bob Marley to Ollie Murs, Fleetwood Mac to Little Mix. So we've got a little bit for everyone there, okay? Today we're going to be covering these different sports, okay? The awards are going to be across the board for all these different sports. They will mainly cover the most improved player, the coach's player, and also the sports person of the year award. There are also a couple of other awards we've put in, a couple of special awards this evening for the first time, which will add to this. But overall, there will be 83 awards this evening, with 70 winners altogether. I'd first of all like to introduce Mr. Crane onto the stage, please. He's going to give out the awards this evening, so if I could ask him to come up now, please, give him a round of applause. Okay, first of all, I'm going to take you back to November when we went to the BSME Games at New York University. We had a strong team of 10 boys, 10 girls, and they were competing against 13 other schools in volleyball, netball, football and athletics over 3 days.
It's you and your world and I'm caught in the middle. I cut the edge of the knife and it hurts just a little. Yeah, and I know, and I know, and I know, and I know that I can't be your friend. It's my head on my heart and I'm caught in the middle. My hands are tied but not tight enough. You're the high that I can't give up. Oh, Lord, here we go. I might hate myself tomorrow, but I'm on my way tonight. At the bottom of the bottle, you're the poison in the wine. And I know I can't change you, and I won't change. I might hate myself tomorrow, but I'm on my way tonight.
I think we're doing better because we started off with a draw, and that now that we're getting our wins, I think we're getting more into it. And yeah, we're working better as a team.
Eyes wide shut and it feels like the first time. Before the rush to my blood was too much and we got light. Yeah, and I know, and I know, and I know, and I know just how this ends. Now I'm all messed up and it feels like the first time. I might hate myself tomorrow, but I'm on my way tonight. At the bottom of the bottle, you're the poison in the wine. And I know I
amazing.
Overall, I think BSME really joins like a good family together. Like we get to know our teammates, know their personal life, and just bond together as a team.
We wish that we could come back next year.
Now all 20 of our athletes were a real credit to the school. However, there were 2 outstanding performers, and they're getting our first awards this evening. First of all, for the boys, is Matteo Zambrini, and for the girls, Renee Cranmer, the second-year winner. Okay, the next set of awards are for the under-16 rugby boys. This was a team that I took, but we had very much a developmental start to the season. We played several friendlies, we mixed the teams up, and there was some real development over those weeks. And then, all of a sudden, we seemed to come together for the tournament at the end of the year. And we managed to play this out in the final and win that game, and as you can see there, with the trophy, Carlo, the captain, as we celebrate winning that trophy. That was a really good occasion, and the boys must be proud of their achievement there. The awards for the under-16 boys are as follows. The most improved player goes to a player that hadn't really played much rugby before he came to join us at our squad sessions. However, if you looked at him, you wouldn't be convinced. He's a strong bloke, and with a bit more training, he has immense potential. So I'm trying to encourage him to join a rugby club, because he really could be an excellent rugby player. It is Tim Malloy. Player of the year has gone to Lucas Monday. As Lucas is coming up now, I'll just carry on talking about him this year. Now Lucas is probably one of the fastest players I've seen at the under-16 level. Now normally what comes with someone who's fast at rugby is they can't pass and catch. But in fact, he can do both of them as well, and he's also been a fantastic leader as well this year. Well done, Lucas. Okay, it's time to review the senior swimming for this year, and to do that I'd like to invite onto the stage Mrs. Ro Bailey.
Good evening, everybody. It's my pleasure to talk to you tonight about the senior swim squad. A 48-strong squad this season has meant the places for events and galas have been hard to come by. Our swimmers are dedicated, committed and determined to do well in competition, training not just for one term, but throughout the whole year. Training both after school and those grueling 6:30 morning sessions, even if it is only just to taste the Oreo cookies. We have a tremendous set of results this year, gaining a podium place in every gala. The squad thoroughly deserving every win. This impressive set of results reflects the sheer commitment and motivation demonstrated by this talented group of swimmers. Although every pupil in the squad been an integral part of our success. Special mention should go to those swimmers who have been invited to the nationals in their respective countries. Gustav, Bella, Hazim and Emmanuel. An amazing achievement for them all, and we wish them luck on their journey to represent their countries. Special thanks should also go to our wonderful sixth form captains, Artie Prevot and Josh Nesbitt. They're both highly respected by their peers and wonderful role models for the younger swimmers. We wish leavers from all age groups every happiness and success in their next stage of life. It's with a heavy heart that I say goodbye to the present sixth form, who have helped me build the team over the past 4 years to its solid position in the Odessa rankings. So to Amy, Toby, Artie, Josh and Oliver, a big thank you to you for your dedication, support and enthusiasm. I'll miss your witty banter and smiley faces, especially during your early morning sessions. This remarkable team of swimmers should be commended for achieving outstanding and thoroughly well-deserved results. To all our swimmers, strive to be the best you can in whatever discipline you choose. It's been a fabulous season and I'm so proud of your achievements, and I look forward to next academic year. On to the awards. Under 14, Most Improved Swimmer, Maximilian Francois and Luca Hall. Gustav Surf and Rebecca Farr. Most Improved Swimmers. Second year this is for Jack Oldham, well done Jack, and Sarah Zamperini. Hazin Issa and Bella Potts.
I was young and you asked it as I lay in the plastic.
It wasn't true swimming that you got there in the In the under-19 age group, Most Improved Swimmer, Oliver Middlehurst and Megan Smith. Josh Nisbet and Artie Prevot. There is one pupil who's gone above and beyond for swimming at Brighton College this year. This young lady is not only an outstanding swimmer in her own right, but has helped the younger pupils in pre-prep in her own time, always with patience and enthusiasm. Her commitment to her personal training is absolutely outstanding, and the award goes to Emmanuel Villamir. Just say a few words.
Good evening. Swimming is a big part of my life and has helped to define me as a person. To some people, it is done just for fun and leisure, but for me, it is a competitive outlet. It is one of the most difficult sports to train for and requires a vast amount of time if you want to improve and compete. Our swim squad has massively improved this year due to all the swimmers' commitment. We are now constantly on the podium, and that's a huge achievement. Our galas are buzzing, loud, energetic, and filled with team spirit. The adrenaline rush just before an event is both sickening and exhilarating. However, nothing could have been achieved without our coaches, so on behalf of the swim team, I'd like to thank Mrs. Bayless for all her hard work and encouragement, and the other staff who make galas possible. Thank you.
Emmanuel, very well spoken. Now we're going to reflect on our sports day this year. We went for the second year running, we went to New York University, and we had a video made of the highlights of the day.
I can't win, I can't reign, I will never win this game without you, without you, without you, without you, without you. I am lost, I am vain, I will never be the same without you, without you, without you, without you, without you.
Anyone else could have put any more effort than what they actually gave in. Everyone gave their 100%, so it was absolutely perfect.
A lot of fun. I thought it was a really good day, and I think everyone enjoyed it.
So I'll take blame, but I can't accept that we're estranged without you, without you. I can't quit now, this can't be right. I can't take one more sleepless night without you, without you.
Pupils have been working out what their strengths were, and towards the end, they've just been fine-tuning their skills to make sure that today they perform at their best. The message to the pupils, I'll probably be saying, let's keep going, let's make the level even higher next year, let's keep building on the success we've had so far.
Another wonderful day. University, and everybody participated. The whole of the senior school, it was an excellent occasion again. Now, I had the pleasure of taking the under-17 girls volleyball this term. Unfortunately, we haven't had many weeks leading up to today, since the spring break, but it's been a real pleasure taking this small group of girls. They're really, really enthusiastic about volleyball, but compared to the football, the basketball, the rugby I've taken this year, in terms of competitive nature, it's not really there. So it's a real pleasure and a contrast for me to take this. I say that, but that's besides Fran and her sister Lily. They are competitive. And when Fran looks like she might be losing, I stayed clear from her there because she is very competitive, which came out in the football, and that was excellent. I wanted it then. So for volleyball, we still have awards. And clearly, at the training sessions we've been doing, the most improved player have been to Nishi Jodamilla, and the 17th player of the year is Jodamilla.
Will never be the same. I'm glad you
Okay, on to the under-14 boys basketball. This has been extremely popular this term. Over 35 boys turning up regularly to the training session on a Sunday evening. And we've managed to have a couple of games so far with the season. We've won both of them against Raha and Bisa. And we're due to play in our Odisha tournament this time next week, just before Ramadan. So it's a relatively short season, as you work out from the other awards as well. We've still given awards out. Before I give that out, I'm just going to talk a little bit about. I'm just going to talk a little bit about Aidan Spencer, who really has stuck out for me as a quality player of basketball, but also as a leader as well. He's been exceptional this time, and he is going to be getting the Player of the Year award. But the most improved player is going to be going to Rushan Fernando, who's showing really excellent potential in the first two sessions. So the coaching player, the outstanding, Aidan Spencer. On to the under-14 football team. They've been taken this year, the A team by Mr. Rogers and the B team by Mr. McGlonsley. Mr. Rogers has said that he would like to congratulate the under-14 A team for playing some fine flowing football during the league season. And at the end of the season tournament, they reached the semi-final after winning their group, but cruelly lost out on penalties to the eventual winners. The B team this year was a team with a lot of character and grit, with the highlight of their league game, the convincing victory 3-0 over Albertine. The team finished a respectable third in the Odisha tournament after winning a tense penalty shootout. The awards for the under-14 football are as follows. Most improved player, Ahmed Barak. Under-14 most improved player for the A team is Michael Saber. The B team player of the year goes to Henry Bustamante, and the A team coaches player of the year goes to Jared Meir. To review the under-16 boys football team, I'd like to invite to the stage Mr. Tom Southall. Good evening, everyone. Like Mr. Brett said, I'm going to start with the under-16 boys football. The under-16s are made up of a squad of 25 committed individuals this year, with a total of 21 of these players representing the school in the league. To summarise the season, we're to say that the team were beaten in all fixtures, joint league winners, and Zion Sport City Sevens plate champions. However, digging a little deeper, unveiled a season of last-minute winners, injuries and asthma attacks, solid defence, 30-yard screamers, lucky escapes, and agonising draws. This team took blood, sweat and tears to a new level. A shared league title was no less than the boys deserved, and the fact that they ended the season disappointed that they did not win the title outright shows the high standards that they set themselves. There were far too many impressive performances to name everyone, but a few players who deserve a mention for the progress they made are George Moss and Joe Randall, who became brilliant assets to the team in defence, and goalkeeper Mohamed Al Sharif, who went from buffoon to Buffon throughout the season. On to the awards. The two awards for Most Improved and Player of the Year go to two outstanding players who aren't only impressive themselves but also managed to raise the performances of all the players around them. So the Most Improved Player of the Year goes to Iba Al-Hafian, and the Player of the Year to Melinda Lima. Okay, next up is the under-16 girls football team. This year the team were coached by myself and Mr. Barnard, a man with many years of coaching experience and a brilliant football brain. And Mr. Barnard. The year 10 and 11 girls were a pleasure to work with throughout the season and showed not only a high skill level, but also a healthy competitive spirit. In the league, the team lost just 2 matches, winning 5 and drawing 1, finishing the season as runners-up. The girls also finished second in the end-of-season tournament and plate winners of the Zion Sport City Sevens. Beating Raha on penalties in both of these competitions was a personal highlight and rather surprising considering a number of the girls are English. Although it is difficult to pick out individuals, Sarah Zamperini deserves a mention for captaining the team superbly, as does top goal scorer Chloe Perry, scoring a remarkable 7 goals in 8 matches. Okay, on to the awards. The Most Improved Player of the Year goes to Nihar Newman. And the Player of the Season, Lee Lee. The under-14 rugby team. What the under-14 rugby team lacked in size and strength this season, they made up for in grit and determination. Wins against Gems Cambridge, AGS, Bissad and Albertine meant a respectable 4th place in the league, and this position was then repeated in the end-of-season tournament. It was also brilliant to see the season finished off with a 45-27 win against Catering School, who were touring from the UK. The team were led by captain and try-scoring machine, Jared Meir, who was ably assisted by the footwork of fly half Gabriel Giovankis and tackling heroics of Matteo Zamperini and Eric Kang. The Most Improved Player of the Year goes to Ahmed El-Gendi, and Player of the Season, Jawad Mir. Jawad is now just going to stay on stage to say a few words about his experiences of sport at Brighton this year.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Jawad Mir and I'm in Year 9. This year I've been able to take part in a variety of sports at the college. In Term 1, I was lucky enough to captain a strong under-14 football squad. Fortunately, we weren't able to finish games off, finishing in 5th place in the league. However, we did ourselves justice in the tournament, finishing in 3rd place, missing out on the final due to a penalty shootout. Later on in the term, I was chosen as part of a 20-man squad to represent Brighton at the annual Under-15 BSME Games, this year held at New York University, Abu Dhabi. Throughout the competition, there was a high level of skill and sportsmanship displayed, especially from Matteo Zamparini in the boys' volleyball, David Main in the athletics, and Joe Randall in the boys' football. In the second term, I was lucky enough this time to captain the under-14 boys rugby team, and you know, every game they played with a lot of passion and heart, and they finished in an admirable 4th place in the league and tournament. I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank all members of staff who have helped us develop as young athletes. During my 4 years at Brighton, I've really been able to see sport grow at the college, and I look forward to challenging myself next year. Thank you.
Okay, next up, under-14 girls volleyball. In a short but enjoyable season, 16 girls from years 8 and 9 have been mastering their skills in the sport of volleyball. The girls were so strong in this sport that a traditional volleying approach was thought of as too easy. So instead we invented a game where the ball must initially be caught after going over the net. We proudly took 2 teams to the Odessa volleyball tournament yesterday, and rather than talk about the results, I would just repeat what was written in my Instagram post at the end of the tournament. What an exceptionally talented group of volleyball players. The most improved player of the year goes to Emma Hill, and the player of the season, Tyra Jackian. Okay, finally from me, the under-17 boys basketball team. Another sport with a shortened season this term, the boys have enjoyed several training sessions, a match against AGS and the Odessa tournament which took place yesterday. The boys played some brilliant basketball at the tournament as captain John Sanger led the way with several audacious baskets. A semi-final defeat in overtime was very unfortunate as they went on to claim 3rd place overall. The most improved player of the year for basketball goes to Kareem Al-Zeftaway, and the player of the season, Kira Shani.
And it blows my mind. You know, maybe you don't, but it's a question I have to ask.
Kareem's actually been racking up the awards in recent weeks, and he also was given Class Clown at the Year 11 Prize. I'd now like to pass on to Miss Reuter. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. So I'm going to talk about the Festival of Movement first. This is my first year co-organising the Festival of Movement. I must admit, when I first started the school, numerous staff, pupils and parents all came up and told me how fantastic the show was last year and that they don't understand how I'm going to be able to top it. That made me very nervous. But once the rehearsal started and I could see the passion and enthusiasm from all of the pupils, I knew we would be fine. The show was based around literature and we titled it From Pages to Stages. Credit to Christian Hannah that came up with that creative title. It included over 260 pupils from years 1 to 13, sorry. That would have been quite a lot. There was blood, sweat and tears, and that was just from the teachers, that was poured into the rehearsals over 4 months. I'm pleased to say with a sigh of relief, the hard work paid off and it turned out to be an incredible show. I have been asked countless times how Miss Price and I created such a professional production. Each time my response has been the same, because the pupils are so committed and focused. It is as big, successful and professional due to the pupils involved in performing, choreographing and technical and stage production. My only concern now is how we're going to top it next year. We've prepared a short slideshow for you so you can view some of the senior pieces from the Festival of Movement.
We could be heroes.
congratulations to all involved. Okay, moving on to the awards. For the under 14s, the most improved dancer goes to Ashna Chaturvedi. And the under 14 coach's dancer of the year. This particular student is in year 8 and managed to step in the year 10 piece due to an injury. So a really big congratulations to her. Technically, she's been amazing. Performance skills, she's outstanding. And that goes to Sophia Cannon. Okay, moving on to the under 16s. The most improved dancer, and this particular dancer was chosen because of her performance skills on both nights were outstanding, and that goes to Laura Nanini. And for the coach's dancer of the year, who excelled in every single dance that she was part of, and who I will be leaning on next year to take on some choreography roles, will be for Laura Hearn. Okay, moving on to the under 19 category. And for most improved dancer, and it's sad that she will be leaving this year, and that goes to Libby Thompson. And the coach's dancer of the year, Annika McLaughlin-Bathkith. Okay, so a new category this year, and these two pupils have gone above and beyond in every festival of movement they've been involved in, and this year's been no different. Not only are they exceptional dancers, they are both creative choreographers, mesmerising performers, and complete role models. They didn't hesitate when I pulled them into other dances last minute due to injuries, or complain when I said stand on stage and improvise. They kept me calm in the build-up to the show, and I know they will be sorely missed by everyone. The festival movement won't be the same without them next year. They have created a legacy on their own, and although their shoes will be incredibly hard to fill, thanks to their enthusiastic nature and their passion for dance, they have inspired young pupils to follow in their footsteps. So it's with great pleasure that the award for the outstanding commitment to the Festival of Movement goes to Eloise Lur and Yasmin Mercedes. To say a couple of words.
Our dance journey started here in a gymnasium with no mirrors, attempting to choreograph what would be our first dance performance on the school stage. We still wonder why Miss Spears let us perform our first duet, Despite our blatant lack of synchronization and mediocre musicality, she always encouraged us to do what we love. This endless support is what kept us dancing. She never stopped believing in us, even when we were really young and didn't even believe in ourselves.
Thank you to Ms. Price, who has the incredibly difficult role of choreographing and teaching the younger year groups. Every year, you are making little girls' dreams come true, and their big, brilliant smiles are attributed to you and all the effort and dedication you have given to dance.
A huge thank you to Ms. Reuter, who joined us this year as our last dance teacher here at Brighton. Not only did you challenge us as dancers, but you made our last dance festival the most meaningful and special one. You amplified the spirit of dance in the college, and you took on the extremely challenging role of director of dance with so much confidence and optimism. You're such an inspiration to us.
Seeing the whole college come together to create a wonderful show has been one of my favorite aspects of the dance festival. Over the years, witnessing unique moments like years 4, 5, and 6 during rehearsals, dancing along in the audience to the sixth form routine being performed on stage.
Dance, like many other sports, is not just about the physical act of dancing, but about building a community around the sport and creating a support group. We and many other dancers in the school deem ourselves extremely lucky to have the most supportive and enriching dance community here at Brighton.
To see all the pupils grow, not only in terms of technical abilities, but more importantly, in their passion for the art and sport, has been a privilege, and we attribute that to the strong and inspiring women who have led this dance journey.
Okay, moving on to football. So I was appointed director of the under-14 girls football team, and I had Mr. Sladen, who was head of the A team, and then Mr. Baker, who led the B team, or as he called them, the Dream Team. Both teams were entered into tough leagues where talented and highly skillful teams stood confidently as worthy opponents. For some of our girls who have never played before, this was quite daunting. However, they never showed it on the pitch. Out of all of the teams in all of the sports that I've been involved in this year, these two teams have definitely shown the most progression. Throughout the league, the girls experienced wins, draws and losses, but each week they would turn up to training with a fantastic attitude and a smile on their face. I am confident in saying by the end of the season, every player knew exactly what Mr. Baker meant when he screamed goal side from the sideline. I am pleased to say that both teams finished their last match on a well-deserved win, showing that all of the hard work throughout the season paid off. On to the awards. For the under-14B Most Improved Player, Caitlin Cropson, and for the under-14A Most Improved Player, Layla Johansson. For the under-14B Coaches Player of the Year, Gaia Lavers, and for the under-14A Coaches Player of the Year, Rosa Engels. Moving on to badminton. It's been a short season so far for the badminton pupils. However, Mr. Baker has been working them tirelessly in preparation for their tournament next week. Best of luck to everyone involved. On to the awards. For the under-14 boys Most Improved Player, Nikhil Walker, and for the under-14 girls Most Improved Player, Rem Choi. For the under-14 girls Coaches Player, Filippo Codavilla, and for the under 14 coaches player, Tyra Gagliano. Moving on to the under-17s. For the boys' most improved player, Carlo Codavilla. For the under-17, girls' most improved player, boys' most improved. Sorry, let me start again. For the under-17 boys' most improved player, Carlo Codavilla. There isn't an under-17 most improved player, but for the under-17 player of the year, Rochelle Singer, and for the under-17 girls coaches player, Swathi Balasubramanian. Unfortunately, Mrs. Davy Colson is unable to be with us this evening, which means I apologise, you're going to have to put up with my voice for just a little bit longer. Moving on to netball. So this has been written by Mrs. Davy Colson, and I will read it on her behalf. This year, Miss Price had the pleasure of taking the under-14s. The start of the season was a bit bumpy, with the girls taking their time to settle as a team. At times, they were a force to be reckoned with, and would effortlessly play the ball down the court so that Sarah and Tyra had the chance to shoot. The mid-court players linked well with the defence, staying strong and resilient, resulting in some spectacular netball. Moving on to the under-16 team, who I was in charge of. The A team had a great season where they were undefeated in the Odessa League, and they finished third in the BSAC Sevens tournament. The B team had a slow start. However, once they found their form, were unstoppable and ended up finishing in third place in the league. Mrs. Davy Colson is very sorry to the under-19 team that she's unable to be here. However, she has written something for you. Well, the last team to talk about is the under-19s. Where do I start? These girls have been absolutely amazing throughout their whole time at Brighton, many of whom I have taught since they were in the under-19 team. They have grown and developed as a team. It has been an absolute pleasure to coach them and watch them grow into young ladies. Many of these girls only know how to win, as they have been undefeated in every age group, proving that they are outstanding players. This season, the girls continued our expectations by being undefeated in the Odessa League, Odessa Tournament and the BSME Netball Tournament. You are true champions, girls. Those that are leaving us, I wish you so much luck in all that you do. I know that you will go on to achieve greater things. I am so proud of you all. If my little lady turns out like any of you girls, I will be one proud mum, and she will miss you a lot. Okay, moving on to the awards. Under 14B, Most Improved, Clara Francois. Under 14A, Most Improved Player, Layla Johansson. Under 14B, Coaches Player, Gabrielle Bautista. And under 14A, Coaches Player, Sarah Gautier. the under-16 teams. For the under-16B most improved, Awo Youssef. For the under-16A most improved, Molly Nesbitt. For the under-16B coaches player of the year, even though that she was injured for quite a while, she was fantastic and led the team, Emily Henson. And for the under-16A coaches player, Bryony Fowles. The under-19s. The most improved player goes to Jade Kruger-Little. And for the under-19 coaches player, this lady has been awarded not only for her talent this year, but also the fact that she has made it into as the vice-captain of the first ever UAE netball team. So please make sure you give her a huge congratulations. Eleanor Provok. Okay, lastly I'm going to talk about BSME netball. This was organised by Mrs Daisy Colson, and Brighton hosted the 2017 BSME netball for the second year in a row. We entered 4 teams, the under-13s, under-15s, under-19A and B team. It was an amazing weekend of netball. The girls did Brighton proud with all age groups getting through to the final and playing some fantastic netball. We're going to show you a short video.
Say, hey now, baby. Oh, mama, don't play now, baby. Say, hey now, baby. So let's go on things straight.
Spectacular.
Adrenaline rushing. Tell me,
it's really fun. It's a nice way to play.
Let the house on you, am I lucky or not? Lucky or not? Lucky or not? You gotta tell me if you love me or not. Love me or not? Love me or not?
We've played together since like for about 4 years now, so obviously like we know each other very well, and like we're a good team, yeah.
We want to win. We want to at least get into the like semi-finals or finals, either one.
Yeah, it was really fun because we get to see people that we've seen last year in other countries. So like, we kind of know each other.
We have our usual like 10-pass technique to who gets the ball, who else gets the ball, and like to play slow and calm. So that's what our coach tells us. We try. Yeah, we try. Be most efficient.
It's been an excellent weekend of netball here at New York University, Abu Dhabi. Well done to our under-13s and our under-15s for getting to the finals, and also well done to our under-19s for being crowned champions.
Are we too grown to mess around? Oh, and I can't wait forever, baby. Both of us should know better. Ooh, 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 been wishing for you.
So for the awards, for the under-15 coaches player, Ines Shama. For the under-19B coaches player, Salma Hijazi. And for the under-19A coaches player, and she was also chosen as the player of the tournament by the umpires, Logan Larkins. I'm now going to welcome Artie Pavot up to stage, who has been an outstanding performer and shown incredible commitment to the school in a variety of different sports.
Good evening, everyone. So I've been lucky enough to be a member of Brighton College sports teams for the last 7 years now. And what's been incredible to see is that there's been a real increase in popularity of sports and participation at the school. So at the beginning, to put in an under-14 team in the league, we needed people from year 7, year 8 and year 9 just to put in that one under-14 team. And now we have A teams, B teams and even C teams in a variety of different sports. And that's all due to the incredible opportunities offered to us here at Brighton, the incredible sports facilities and the opportunities to try new sports and to develop our skills in the sports that we already play. And none of this would be possible without the incredible staff team. So I'd like to say a massive thank you to all the teachers in the PE department for their time and all the effort that they put into the sport at the school. But I'd like to give a special mention to 3 teachers in particular. So to Mr. Baker, for being an excellent PE GCSE teacher and for always managing to make us laugh. To Miss Bayliss for her commitment throughout the years and her love and support. It's not easy putting up with us teenagers grumpy at 6:30 in the morning on Wednesdays, so thank you very much. And to Mrs. Davy Colson for all her kindness, her care in netball and all throughout school life over the last 7 years. I will miss you all tremendously next year and thank you for everything you've done for me and the school.
Okay, on to the under-19 girls football team. At the start of the season for the girls, which was at the start of term 2, it was just coming after the under-19 boys, which was a very intense football. And then I stepped into the first training session for the girls, and the intensity just wasn't there. And I was thinking, we're playing in the varsity match in 3 months. We're playing in the UAE National Stadium, and the girls didn't look like they don't pass to me, and wow, that hurts, and they didn't really want to be involved. And I remember standing there, and my assistant coach, who's been fantastic throughout the whole season, Mrs. Stats, and I said, we need to do something about this. We need to really, make sure we turn this around. And there were some key players there. There was some key leaders amongst. There was Annika. There was Fran. There was Artie was starting to get into the football as well. And some really key players there. And over that time, of the training sessions, of the matches, the confidence just grew and grew. Next thing, we've got a squad of 24 and they were all working really hard. And some outstanding performances against Gems away, we won 5-0. Albertine at home, 2-0, with France scoring from the halfway line. It was really good, things were going really well. In the league, we finished a respectable 3rd, which was an excellent result. And then also in the tournaments, we finished 2nd and 3rd. We were the only school to enter 2 teams. The A and B team actually played against each other in the semi-final, and it was arguably the most fiercely competitive match that they played all season. The A team went through and came second, and the B team came third. So that was really impressive, and I was particularly proud of the way the girls had come from that first training session to that tournament on that evening. They really had developed and really were taking the football seriously. We also played in the varsity match, which I'll go on to in a bit, but we came second in that. But we certainly played as well as we could have. There's some outstanding performances. The Under-19 Girls Football Award winners are as follows. The most improved player, Annika McLaughlin, Bath Keith. Under-19 Coaches Player of the Year is Francesca Abid. Okay, on to the Under-19 boys football team. Now, at the start of the season, I sat down with some of the senior players, mainly Harry, Patrick, Elliot, and we sort of plotted out what we wanted to achieve. We knew that the varsity match was the last game, and that wasn't until April. The first game was in September, so we had to sort of prolong the season and the training and keep our enthusiasm there. And between us, we came up with the idea of making sure that we played our home matches on the school pitch instead of Zide Sports City, trying to get a bit of an atmosphere at home. Also, five-a-side. The boys were keen to play five-a-side on Thursday lunchtime, so we got that going. Strength and conditioning sessions as well. And also, thanks to Mrs. Reuter, we did some yoga as well. And the boys were really keen on that. And that really improved our flexibility, and it was just another dimension to our fitness. It worked out really well. And then, in training, we were getting regular 26 boys, which meant we could practice 11v11. It was really good. In the league, it came down to one game. We slipped up against Albertine, which meant that our home game against BSAC, we had to win, they could get a draw to win the league. We went 2-0 down, came back with 10 minutes to go to 2-2, and it was probably the best 10 minutes of football I've seen out on this field here, with big home support behind me. Just couldn't quite manage to sneak, and if we could sneak the goal that time, we'd have won the league. We had the tournament here as well soon after. This is the tournament we hosted. We were in the final against the same team. Went right through to the final, extra time, penalties. Everybody taking a penalty. It was down to the goalkeepers to take penalties, and unfortunately we got pipped by the post stand. But it was so close, and it was so inspirational to watch how much effort the boys put into it. And even though they were disappointed, they knew that they'd played to their full potential. We went to the varsity match full of confidence, because we kept going, full of confidence. After my speech at the start, whatever we do, boys, keep it tight. Make sure we keep it tight. Nothing away, nothing. 26 seconds, 1-0 down. Unfortunately, unlike Bettine earlier in the year, the heads did not go down. They fought and fought, and they played some fantastic football. And due largely to that leadership I talked about before, and I can point towards some key players there. Elliot Dean played particularly well, Patrick, really good. And there was also, in the varsity, I started asking some of the boys in younger years to come play as well, and they really did add to the team as well. And we ended up drawing 1-1. I'm disappointed not to win it at the end. The awards. The Under-19 Boys Football Awards winners for the most improved player is a player that can have a huge impact in little bursts, and I kept saying to him, all season, you've got to improve your fitness, you've got to improve your fitness. And to be fair to him, he did. And in that varsity game, he played really well. He really closed the ball down well, and he was really good and burst in attack. And that player is Harry Brown. And the Under-19 Player of the Year is someone I've worked very closely with this year. He's been excellent to talk to about tactics, about who we should play, who we maybe should rest. And his maturity is beyond his years. I was certainly not as level-headed as he was at his age. But he's been fantastic to work alongside, and that's the captain, Elliot Dean.
evening, my name is Elliot Dean, I'm the Under-19s football captain. This is my 4th and final year at Brighton College, and I'd just like to say my sporting experience throughout the 4 years I've been here has been absolutely fantastic. The state-of-the-art facilities that we have here at Brighton have created endless opportunities. I'm sure I can speak on behalf of everybody in my year and also my peers, but it's been a fantastic experience throughout. And the season this year has been very successful, as Mr. Brett just mentioned, in the sense that we've especially progressed from last year, and this progression would not have been thanks to the help of Mr. Brett and also Mr. Sladen. Further on, throughout my 4 years, honourable mentions have to go to Mr. Baker throughout my GCSE days, and it's been a journey these last 4 years, and it's sad that that journey's come to an end. But no, I'm truly grateful, so thank you very much.
I've mentioned the varsity match, and this was something we were building towards for both the under-19 boys and also the under-19 girls. And one of the things that Mr. Southall and I talked about was trying to make sure that the under-19 boys and under-19 girls featured sixth form players for as long as we could possibly do that. But when it got to the varsity, we did start putting some year 11s in and some year 10s as well. I've got a video of what happened on that day at the varsity match.
Yeah, varsity is a game that we put together 3 years ago between the two schools. We've got a really good relationship, Brighton College and the British School Alkebuera. And we thought it was one to get the two schools together to play on really an elite performance, a pitch, and to just build up a spirit between the two schools, really, and it's worked really well.
They're courteous, they respect each other, they respect the other teams, and they work really well.
Oh, that's insane, especially for someone like me who's an under-16, playing with big people, big stadium, big crowd. It's absolutely outstanding. Like, I'm buzzing, I'm not gonna lie.
Nerve-wracking, but exciting. But it was really I had a lot of adrenaline, but I was really nervous at the beginning, but then throughout the game it was fine.
This is my 3rd time playing on this pitch for varsity, and it gets better every year.
Win, lose or draw, the kids take loads out of this, they really do. Staff enjoy it as well, and all the pupils from both BSAC and Brighton definitely develop from this without doubt.
The fans, I love them every time, and it's good seeing the same people come up, and you can hear them from the pitch. Sometimes you think you're in the zone, can't hear anything, you can hear them, and it's great.
Very proud. I mean, from day one, and I've got to give props to our coach. You know, he's believed in us since the very beginning.
It's a very big game, it's very important, you know. It's kind of like a friendly experience, and we get to play, and it's varsity. It's just like probably the most aimed at event throughout the year. Everyone wants to come and watch and play, and so it's really important for all of us.
I thought it was great. I thought they were played in fantastic spirit, both matches.
The testament is how they've played, and I think the schools get on really well, and to see them on the pitch, that real competitive edge, and now they'll be shaking hands here, so it's really good spirit.
The boys' game, after going a 1-goal down after 30 seconds or so, we came back and played some really good football. Deserved at least a draw out of the game, and both games were played in really good spirit. Second game for the girls was a lot different. We even took the lead with that one, but they were always in control of that game, and our girls kept fighting right till the last whistle, but to be fair, they were the better side.
Absolutely unbelievable, and there's no doubt about it. I mean, like, I've been in Abu Dhabi now for 4 years and nothing tops this, so fantastic way to finish, yeah.
I mentioned before that we wanted to put some of the better players from the younger year groups in, and it's always a little bit nervous, a little bit of risk thinking how they will step up to it, but to be fair, Ellie Ebden was absolutely outstanding, and she was the most valuable player for the girls, and she's from year 10. And she was unbelievable, played really well, didn't put a foot wrong all game, playing against some very good players. For the boys, if I'm totally honest, the boys from the sixth form were asking me in September, can we have this player? And I put it off for as long as I could, because Mr Southall needed him for his team. But he's unbelievable. If anyone was going to go on to be a professional footballer from this school, it's be William Bowman. Okay, it's sort of time in this proceedings to take a pause and to thank you, to give some thank yous to our coaches this year. We've got them up on the screen here. So without the dedication and the commitment of our coaches, we would not be as successful as we are. Not in terms of winning trophies, but just the amount of progress, the amount of enjoyment the pupils have. So can I have a big round of applause, please, for our coaches? I would also like to recognise the members of the senior management team that also support us. I don't think Mr Corns or Mr Smale have missed a home game for the boys and the girls, and Mr Crane has also refereed all the games for us as well. So that support really is invaluable. I do appreciate that. Thank you very much indeed. There are 3 members of our support team that are moving on this year. Don, who has supported many teams and lessons during the 2 years, and we wish him all the best for his move back to Sri Lanka. Azusa has also offered a lot of support to the department, but is looking forward now to moving on to a new role, working in the pre-prep from September. And also, last but by no means least, Mr Sladen, Mark Sladen. He's been exceptional as a support teacher, and he's become an important part of day-to-day operations, including today. He really has. And he must have been inspired by working in our department, because during the last year, he was training in his spare time to become a PE teacher. And I'm glad to say that he successfully landed a position as a PE teacher in Thailand starting from September. So we wish you all the best for that, Mark.
Ladies and gents, this is the moment you could afford. Searching in the dark, your sweat soaked through the floor.
Okay, great show, man. Love that film. Okay, so we're going to go through these. I'm going to, as I read the names out, the music will play, and I'm going to start talking about that person as the music's playing as well. So we're going to go first of all for the Year 8 Sports Girl of the Year. This is Try Go Tia. So I'm going to play netball, football, dance, BSME university and volleyball this year. Congratulations, well done, well deserved. Our Year 9 Sports Girl of the Year is Lady Johansson. Layla, this year, has played the football team, the netball team, BSB netball, dance and volleyball. Well done there, let's give it a round of applause.
Tasted the sweet perfume on the mountain grass all rolled down. I was younger then.
Okay, our year 10 Sports Girl of the Year, winning this for the second time running. Sorry, no, looking at the wrong person there. This is it. I'm too ahead of myself. Look at the next screen here. Okay, year 10. This girl's been outstanding. It's Zara Zamperini. Well done, Zara, in her first year at school. Yeah, you can go to this side, Zara. It's fine. So I was playing the football team, the netball team, BSB netball, swimming and dance this year. The year 11 Sports Girl of the Year goes to a lady who's won it last year as well. This is Chloe Perry. Well done, Chloe. I've played teaching Chloe GCP as well. Very understated, but also very, very talented. Chloe's playing football, netball, dance, and also appeared in the varsity match and was outstanding in that game. Okay, on to our sixth form Sports Girl of the Year. This lady's already been up, she's said a few words very eloquently before. She's been a huge part of sixth form and part of school life. It gives me great pleasure to announce it is... Yeah. Okay, we move on to the boys. The year 8 Sports Boy of the Year is Henry Bustamante. Henry has played in the football team this year. He's also played in the rugby team and the basketball team. The Year 9 Boys Person of the Year, I also mentioned before, has been extremely impressed with him this year, and it is Aidan Spencer. Okay, our Year 10 Sports Boy of the Year, affectionately known by his friends as the Sheriff, it is Mohammed El Sharif. Okay, the Year 11 Sports Boy of the Year. This is going to make it very special for the Cordovilla family. It is Colin Cordovilla. Rugby, football, basketball and badminton. Exceptional last night in the basketball tournament and a big part of the rugby team as the captain. Well done, Colin. Thank you. You might have noticed that you've got a bit of family there. Anna, Filippo, and Colin are all with awards. Okay, sixth form Boy of the Year. This boy has been a delight for me to teach. He's also exceptional swimming. He does triathlons as well. And his basketball out last night was unbelievable. There was opposition team players clapping some of the things he was doing on the basketball court. It was fantastic to watch. The winner is John Sanger. Okay, it's at this stage now I'm going to ask everybody who's won an award to come up onto the stage for a photo opportunity. Okay, so if you won an award, bring your trophies with you. Everybody come onto the stage if you can now, please. Can we have everybody from year 8 and 9 sit on the front? We'll have to move these pots out the way. Do that, and everybody else behind. In fact, we'll just say year 8 at the front and everybody else behind. That'd be great. Please feel free next minute or so to take some photos if you want.
I don't care, so call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design. 'Cause every night and night and day, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams to keep me away. I think the world could be reaching on the 119. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. There's a house we can.
Okay, before I invite Mr. Corns onto the stage to just close proceedings, I'd just like to emphasise that, I think it's come across clearly today that our belief is that school sport is not simply to provide a foundation for the professional game. It is to inspire the love of sport. On behalf of the P Department, I do hope you've enjoyed this evening. Can we give our winners one more clap and stay on the stage, please, guys?
Good evening, everybody. I noticed in the programme, and you will have seen it, no doubt to your horror, that Mr. Brett has put this down as headmaster's speech. I don't know if that was Liverpudlian generosity or Evertonian madness. There will be no speech, but I would like to take the opportunity, firstly, to thank him for organising this evening. Let's give him a round of applause. And secondly, just to endorse everything that's been said about every member of the PE department and also our fantastic pupils. And it isn't just to do with whether they're winning or losing, but it really is the spirit in which they play everything and indeed do everything. They're just such a wonderful asset to the school. and we are extremely proud of them. Very well done, all of you. Thank you, and a safe journey home.